Welcome to No Smoke TV. Today we have a very special guest, Olivia Bentley, sex therapist. How you feeling today, Queen?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. How you been? I see you've been going on the, on the media a lot lately.
Yeah, I made global news recently, just for my services in the sex industry, helping people and couples. And it's been an honor. So it's drawn a lot of attention. And I'm going to go on a show with Candace Owens this next week. So that should be interesting. She's a political commentator. So, and I was offered possibly a TV show.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So
All
we'll
in one
see
week.
to help people. Yeah, yeah. So it's been a lot because I'm still training for a fitness competition. So I'm trying to do everything at one time.
Yeah, so you into fitness, you save marriages. So can you explain to me like how do you save marriages? Can you explain like how do you go about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Couples will come to me with different specific requests that will help them. So just this last week, for example, and every case is unique. There's a couple that said the the wife would appreciate it if he would be more aggressive and a little bit more dominant, and sometimes he puts a mental block on it and he's afraid to. So if I would work with him and coach him in in-person sessions, and then she wants to be the voyeur, and that's kind of how she's wanting to get him to go about that. Sometimes husbands will put mental blocks on these fantasies that they have that they want to do to their wives, but they're that they would come do with me, if that makes sense.
And the wife is comfortable with them doing it with you.
Yes, it's the wife coming through on the email. Yes.
Nice.
Or perhaps she wants to be involved. And oftentimes they'll book me for anniversaries and birthdays, just for something really fun and memorable to do that will spice things up.
So you're not only like a sex therapist, you have like a little business on the side where you could do like a little like what's the word for it? Like a little pleasure, like fantasy going like if a couple's looking for like a little fantasy with an extra person in the mix, you do that as well.
Right.
And what's the
Correct.
going rate for that?
Well, I would prefer that people would come to the website to do that.
Gotcha.
But in the state of Nevada, it's legal.
Oh, really? And that's where you reside.
Correct.
And is that where you're from?
Well, I actually have a home in Idaho. My corporation, my S Corp, is in Nevada, and I've always worked out of Nevada. The state of Nevada really manages the state of Nevada. To me, is like a prime example of how things could be running quite civilly and advantageously across the nation, because what they do is they mandate the sex workers to test every single week with a state appointed doctor, and they mandate safe sex, and it's in a controlled environment. So it's very useful.
Interesting. Do you have a lot of celebrities that reach out to you?
Yeah, there has been. I don't talk
No,
because it
I was
it's
doing research and I seen that you like some wives give their husbands like a hall pass to come see you. Is that correct?
yes,
Interesting.
that's
So they reach out to you in your bio. They go to your link and they have like you have like a little set form for that or something.
yes. So I always ask people to go through my website, and then I'll email back all the info. And then if we want to proceed, we can jump on the phone and talk.
And in regards to that, like is that like regular people, like a regular Joe Schmo, or is mainly like celebrities that reach out?
Everybody across the board. It's not my job to weed people out like that. I'm here to help. So I mean, everybody has a really fascinating story. So I see people across the board, from politicians to police officers. A lot of police officers will say that I'm very therapeutic for them. given the stress levels, given the occupant, what the person's doing for a living. I can be really advantageous. So, I see a lot of different people.
So what would you say to a person, a woman that's like doesn't like what you do, hating on you, and like a real stern woman? What would you tell her, like that your job is a sex therapist, not a sex worker? How would you explain to a woman like that, like the difference in your job?
Well, I would tell her that, number one, they're coming to me for a reason. And there's always a psychological reason behind what they're requesting and needing. And so I troubleshoot and I work with people with erectile dysfunction. It's so important to them to do this and work on this for their own wellness, or a couple, whatever their circumstances are. There's a reason why they're coming to me, and there's a legitimate need. And that's why it is legalized in one of our states. So, unfortunately, I do trigger some individuals, but, I'm not misrepresenting myself. I have spent 15 years working with people, not just on a physical level, but an emotional level as well. So I just bring a lot to the table. I'm very intuitive, if you will. You've got to be very intuitive and clairvoyant in a way to help people in this way. So quit hating. I'm not misrepresenting myself. I'm 15 years in as a vet in the industry, working hands-on with people and understanding them. And I have a master's degree in education. And that's what I plainly state. So
and you gotta let them know that too. You have a master's degree in education. I'm not just no regular woman out here saying I'm a sex therapist. No, I'm actually a sex therapist.
Yeah, I got straight A's too. So
you tell them.
Multi-pay.
So you've been in the business for 15 years.
Yes.
And do you get reviews, like people giving reviews on you? Where can people see that? Because that helps out your business a lot when people give out good reviews. Where could people see that at? Like
my website.
So your website has everything. People give reviews.
Yes, and I'll start adding press because there's more drumming up. So I'll start adding press so people can follow that too if they're interested.
And let's get into the fitness journey. What got you into the fitness journey? How long you been working out for?
Forever. Since my high school years, I started lifting. And I just kept wanting to challenge myself, really.
So since you was into fitness a lot, how did the sex therapist intertwine with that as a child?
As a child?
Yeah, because you said you've been working out since you was young.
Since high school?
How did sex therapist come into, like, how did that come into fruition? Like, how did you think about being a sex therapist? How did that come about? Where did the passion come from?
Well, definitely just working with people ongoingly at the Nevada brothels. And that absolutely, and then just being all of the positive feedback that comes after the session, that when people are so elated and they're happy and they want to give you a review and they want to come back and see you again, and they tell you, oh, how you're helping me and changing my life. I'm so much more confident. All of that feedback that they gave me a good amount of money, and that made me feel good too. But it's the emotional feedback that I get that's reconfirming why I do what I do and how I help the way I do. So I make a lot of people very, very happy.
Oh, so that's the key thing right there. You like making people happy and saving marriages and everything that you do, basically.
Yeah, and to intertwine the fitness as you tried prior, it is intertwined in the sense that people see me and they also are wanting to book with me because of my physicality, and they'll want to know, hey, you're motivating me. What are you doing? How are you looking like this? And so they like that kind of feedback, that conversation where they can learn from me.
Love it. Cool.
Yeah.
Like when you broke it down. All right. So any Joe Smo out there, she has a website. You can just go to her website. If you have backstroke problem, whatever, erectile dysfunction problem, reach out to her. She'll help you out. And say if I was to reach out to you, say I have some problems with my backstroke and I want to get a one-on-one session, how would that go about? I'll reach out to you.
Go through my website, Olivia Bentley.com.
And I have to go out there and fly out there and get a one-on-one consultant.
Yes, we'll talk about it.
Got you. Okay. I might have a problem with my backstrokes. All right. So before we get out of here, can you tell me about the TV show?
Well, yeah, it's still, I'm actually doing a bunch of interviews for different things, but a gal came to me and she is associated with HBO and I think the Learning Channel. But she was mentioning maybe putting together something that would be helpful, maybe, a show that would be fun and sexy, but also informative and beneficial to everyone at home in the bedroom.
Oh, so it's gonna be one of those shows. Got you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would be probably, help, but I'm not quite sure. I need to meet with her and see where she's going with it and what she's thinking.
It's a good idea, actually. You helping out. It's like a TV show. You helping out like marriages, saving marriages. You lock in house. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, and also, I mean, what's really fascinating, I did an interview on for these gals that do an S&M focused show on Spotify, and they're in the industry too. And when other workers in the industry get together and start talking shop, it's very fascinating. So I'd like to ideally bring on some of my girlfriends too, and get into some things.
Oh, so you have friends, you have like a whole crew of you girls that do the same thing you do.
Correct. That occupy Nevada's brothels.
Nice. So cool. That's where the show's probably gonna be based out in the Nevada brothel. And the laws out there is different, so the show might be a little more interesting out there.
For sure.
Well, is there anything you want to promote before you get out of here? Like your social media, your OnlyFans, anything?
Yeah. If you want to go to my OnlyFans, that's been pretty fun to watch that grow. Let me make sure. I went with a nickname. I am Liv B on OnlyFans.
I am Liv.
Well, I'm Liv B. LIVB. So just the nickname of Olivia.
I am LIVB. All right, guys, go check out OnlyFans. Show some support. Your social media is.
My Twitter is Olivia Bentley BR, and then my Instagram is the Olivia Bentley, and I have 2 accounts. I also have Olivia Bentley Fit Bunny for my fitness account.
All right. I asked that because there's so many fake pages of people out here, so you have to give people the correct Instagram.
Agreed. I agreed. Yes. Cool. Wow. Well, thank you.
Thanks for stopping by. I'm looking forward to seeing the TV show if it comes to fruition, and I'm gonna be keeping an eye on you. Good luck with everything.
Okay. Take care.
Have a good one.